Legend of Total War here with a new Medieval 2 Total War campaign series. The Peasant Challenge! The only land units I'm allowed to use are peasants. Since some factions' peasants differ from others, I will be using the faction with the weakest peasants, Egypt. The rules are simple. Number 1, no agents, not even imams. Number 2, no generals. All family members are to remain in a fort for their entire life. They are not permitted to be governors. Number 3, every battle must be manually fought. Number 4, every exploit is allowed except for the sally out exploit, which will be explained in my exploit guide. Number 5, navies are allowed and there are no restrictions on size and type. Number 6, I must conquer the entire world, including America, and destroy all factions except for the papacy within the 226 turns given. Number 7, saving and reloading is allowed for all instances. Number 8, the campaign and battle difficulties must be set to very hard. This is going to be an extremely long campaign, so let's get straight into it. Turn 1. All my family members and agents are being sent to a fort where they will remain inactive.
Inshallah, we shall finish the fort in time.
Na'am. What does the Sultan will? Na'am.
Salam alaikum, Sultan. Na'am.
Next, all units that aren't peasants are disbanded.
We march. The sun sets on today's journey. Sultan, rest here and my ears are yours.
I'm switching Alexandria to a castle because I'm going to need a lot of peasants and only Gaza can recruit them at the moment. Cairo is fairly safe, so it can focus on economic growth. Individually, peasants are pretty cheap, but having armies of them is hugely expensive for its low capability. I've skipped ahead to turn 8 because nothing interesting happened so far. I've just been focusing on getting my peasant armies ready for my first conquest. The leather tanner is the only useful building in the blacksmith strain. Peasants can only be upgraded once. Since I can purchase up to 3 units per castle per turn, I'm focusing on just growing the stockpiles rather than hiring every available peasant. It saves on upkeep costs. Now to turn 11. As you can see, it's a very slow beginning. However, it's now time to start building those peasant armies up. Turn 14. I've got 2 medium-sized peasant armies now. I'm almost ready to invade someone, but it's always a possibility I will get invaded as well. The AI are bound to have built up a little bit by now.
Na'am.
Jerusalem is nearby, but taking him would draw the attention of crusaders. I'm not ready for that shit yet. Acre is a much better choice because it's a castle. Turn 16 and here's the first crusade. Antioch. It's not going to bother me, but I hope they fucking fail. Cairo is growing fairly nicely. Huge tax rate really helps at this stage.
Sultan. We march.
Almost at Acre. Only 4 units to fight there, but it's still going to take my entire army to get it. turn 19. The benefit of upgrading a castle to fortress is simply for defense. A fortress is much easier to defend than a castle. If I lose a region, it's going to be fucking hard to get it back. Now it's time for my first conquest. The garrison in Acre is pretty weak, but I don't want to lose my army in the process. I need to be careful. Those desert archers will tear my troops to shreds. I need another way inside. I'll distract this lot by feigning an attack in a different spot. They should follow me. Now that they're out of the way, I'll send my ram up to break down the gates, and another ladder on the other side. They're back, but fighting in melee is less of a worry than them shooting me. The ram is slowly getting into position. These peasants aren't doing that bad of a job. Infantry aren't particularly scared of archers. It's no surprise to see them break.
Battering ram. Ladders have reached the walls. May our brave lions strike these curs who hide behind them. The battering ram has done its work, and now is the time to fight.
The gates are open and it's time to rush through and block off all access to the town square. I'll send a larger bolt to get inside as well. Hopefully I'll sandwich these fuckers and get a rout going.
Cowardly enemy have lost the walls. Send your troops to take the rest of the settlement.
If I put them on guard and hold the high ground, they might just last long enough. As you can see, the plan worked well. Capturing enemies is a lot easier than killing them.
Victory is well within our grasp. Time our foe will...
For fuck's sake! How many do you want to let back into the town square? Now to take the town square. All I need to do is get rid of these archers. Their second lot seem to be idle on the walls still. Hopefully they'll remain that way. Whilst I'm finishing off these archers, I'll squeeze as many troops onto the border of the town square. I don't want to fight those spearmen, so I'm going for the town square capture. Obviously this is pretty dishonorable, but fuck it! Playing fair with these peasants is suicide.
Come, let us drink.
Long live the warriors of Islam! Allah, the most merciful, has delivered.
Now that Acre is mine, I'll start building a mustering hall to replenish my casualties. I want to see if I can get an experienced unit out of this lot. I'll transfer some units around and... there we go! Fantastic! My goal is to get some really experienced peasants. They're a lot better than fresh recruits. I've skipped ahead quite a bit here to the end of turn 24. It appears the Byzantines have just declared war on me. Fuckfaces! I'm going to purchase a boat, not to defeat their fleet, but to transfer my army to Nicosia. I'd like to bring these Byzantines down a peg. I've also got some more units at Gaza and Alexandria for another expedition. Going after Dongola might be a good idea because it doesn't increase my frontier size.
The sun sets on today's journey. We rest here until dawn.
And here we are at turn 26. Uniting my forces near Cairo almost gives me a full stack. It should be plenty to take on Dongola.
Forming up together, Sultan.
The fleet that blockaded Acre have pissed off, so now it's time to invade Nicosia. But where would be a good place to land on Cyprus?
Course set.
Na'am. Sultan. Salam.
Yes, Sultan.
Shit, there's their fleet. Although my fleet will get stuck, I'll still go ahead and disembark. It's no big deal if I lose that fleet. They've got sweet fuck all defending Nicosia, so I have to strike now.
How may I serve, Sultan? Inshallah, we will smite this foe, Sultan. Na'am.
Turn 27.
Us gone? Then do something about it.
Shit, that fleet is carrying a sizable force. I can't risk losing Alexandria, so I'm sending some peasants back to defend it.
Na'am. Orders. We move, Sultan.
I should still be able to take
How
Dongola
may
with
I
this.
serve, Sultan? As you will. The sun sets on today's journey.
Name the field of battle. We will meet you there.
Na'am.
Now to take Nicosia.
His army will not...
Oh fuck me, Vardariotai. These guys are a peasant's worst nightmare.
Inshallah, most of us will see the sun.
I shouldn't have trouble knocking down the gate. Okay, they've come out and started shooting at my peasants. Since they have to shoot over the walls, I'm just letting them. I'll take far less casualties than a front-on attack. However, I managed to get a few battalions through the gate before they arrived, and they're on their way to block off their retreat. I'll sandwich them soon. They ran out of ammo and immediately ran back to the town square. It totally ruined my plan. It's a good thing my guys weren't in position though. They'd have gotten fucked up. Time for the fight to begin, or should I say slaughter. It's weird being on the receiving end of an ass whipping. However, I'm attacking them from two sides, which is much better than just one.
The foe fights with horns made of clay. We are winning the battle.
I'm flooding in my peasants to increase my overall attack value. It might even get the enemy to rout. The fuckers ran back to the town square. Oh well, they're almost dead now. If they don't want to fight me, then I'll just capture the town square. Victory for me. I lost a shitload of men, but it was worth it.
And well deserved. It cannot be said otherwise.
Like and subscribe. Part 2 is next. And don't forget to check out some of my other series and visit me on Facebook.